to Shop Unique Channel, SUC, Suck Television. I am Lulinda Smith.
And I'm Lucinda Leah.
Should have been sisters.
Sisters in
Shopping. SIS.
SOS.
Help us help you. And
That's
today we are helping the great folks at United Way of Missoula County.
That's right. Here in Montana.
Missoula? Oh, is that what we said? Missoula County. That's right. We have been here many times. We love it here. Missoula is one of our very favorite locations to help out in. And today, what we want to say is our community needs United Way. And guess what? United Way needs you.
That's right.
I need you.
And I need you.
Yep. Perfect,
That's
right?
right.
I would also like to congratulate this year's pace setters.
The pace setters.
Do you know what a pace setters?
No.
I don't
Is
know
that
either.
like when you have an operation and you get a...
I was thinking more like the marathon people. Like they're the ones
right,
that
that's
like, they're
right.
like, it's all right, I can
Okay.
keep going. Not that I've ever run a marathon, but I did win a backwards walking competition in fourth
Yeah,
grade.
keep going, darling.
Oh,
Tell us about the pace
Yeah,
setters.
so thank you, pace setters, for leading the way for United Way of Missoula County. Did you know that this month you can join United Way to provide hope for local healthcare heroes?
Oh, that's nice.
Wow. Just by making a special holiday donation. Ooh.
That's so lovely.
It
Yes.
is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It says here, thanks to a grant and the COVID-19 fund,
Ooh.
your $30 donation will be matched. That's
That
very
is
nice.
the only fun thing I've ever heard
That
about
is-
COVID-19.
I know, it's
That's the
supposed-
fun.
yeah,
That puts
so
the
true.
fun in fun, doesn't it? So yeah, if your if you give a $30 donation, we match it. We match that. Isn't that amazing? That might pick up dinner for one of our healthcare heroes. It might support a local business, or even get their kid an extra Christmas present this year. Bring a little holiday cheer. Right?
Oh, that's so
Oh,
exciting.
and all you have to do to learn more about how to give is to go to MissoulaUnitedWay.org.
All right.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Oh,
Tell us about
true.
our guest.
Today we have an amazing guest. I tell you what, I'm
That's
so
right.
excited. Today we are talking to Tina Barrett.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought her name was Tina Barrett.
Oh, that's
So
her
she-
stage
That
name.
would be, I know that. It could
That's
be.
right.
Mine's Fifi Garfield.
Oh, I love it. Mine's Buffy Montana.
Oh, very nice. How,
I know.
seriously,
Isn't that
what are the
amazing?
chances?
Totally true. To learn more, right here today with Tina Barrett, we're going to be talking about self-care strategies.
I like nothing
I know,
better.
to help make this holiday season a little less stressful.
That's
okay, a
right.
little bit better, because this year in particular, I'm a donkey on the edge.
It's been
Not sure
tough.
we're gonna-
That's right.
I barely made it here
That's
today, let alone through the last several months.
It's all right, darling. Keep going. So,
Okay.
self-care.
I
She
know.
is
Isn't
here.
that amazing?
Yes, did you see that she is here with the project tomorrow?
Well,
No.
You know, Tina Barrett is the executive director of Tamarack Greif Resource Center. Tamarack Greif Resource Center is also a great champion of Project Tomorrow Montana, a part
It's-
of United Way of Missoula
For that
County.
high income.
I know. So, with that being said, we are going to talk about self-care today. We have a list of 19 amazing ideas to get you started with your self-care. 19 is a great number.
It
It's the
is.
name of my oldest child who won't leave my house right now, who I'm quarantined with. 19 things. That's a great plan. Tina, why don't we turn it over to you and you can tell us a little more about self-care.
And maybe about yourself first.
First, that's a good way to start.
So many options of where we could go from here. But first of all, I love you bringing in, like, this has been hard. Like, self-care during the best of times can be darn tricky. And so to say, dear Lucinda and Linda,
Lulinda.
Lulinda, I was going with the abbreviated.
Oh, yeah, like a nickname.
affectionate.
Like
Yeah.
Lucinda,
Yeah.
Your name is
Lucinda,
Rosie, and I call
Linda.
you. Yeah, okay.
But
I
how
get
can
it.
we take care of ourselves during these tricky times? And so my hope for everyone that's gathered near and far to be with us is, like, how can we find our anchors? Like, really concentrate on what is it that helps you feel grounded? What helps you find your center during the trickiest of times? And how do we take care of ourselves? So some basic strategies could be, like, just to think, of all your senses. What is it that you see that helps you feel more centered? What is it you hear? What do you smell, taste, touch, all those ideas?
Now, I'm still back on centering your anchor.
I once centered my anchor. It was a mess.
And sometimes once is not enough. So this idea,
There you go.
right?
Well, that explains it.
I'm getting this.
All
Yeah.
right.
Now
Right.
get what you're laying
So
down.
your five
Okay.
senses, what you see, what you eat,
It could be different
if-
for everyone.
If you smell.
Okay.
It could be different for everyone. So we're thinking of what works for you. And if you try something else. And if something's not working, toss it out, but learn some new ideas. So for some people, they might think about a favorite place they've been to, a spot in their house, someone that they're with. What is it that helps them feel grounded and like their best self, their highest functioning selves during these hard times?
Right. So say you're with someone, you're thinking about something, and they're there, and they're not working, you toss them out.
That's right. I like this because I grounded my son the other day, and that was very grounding for me.
Okay,
Right?
good.
Everybody's a winner.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay,
That's
keep
true.
going. I like that.
So even to imagine, what are the things that bring us little bits of peace and beauty in the hardest of times? And so it might, I think we should tease apart self-care versus self-indulgence a little bit.
Oh, I like this because self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Am I right about that? Am I right about that?
You are right about so many things, and that being one of them. Top of the list.
So
Yeah.
back to your idea about taking a teasing comb and separating out two different things.
Yes.
Elaborate on that if you would,
So I think we
Tina Barrett. Just teasing you. Like a teasing
just
comb.
to you.
Yeah.
So when we think about self-care, I think we use self-care and self-indulgence interchangeably a lot. And self-indulgence is we feel like we earned something. We deserved this, so we're going to take advantage of it. That's fine, but that's not what we're talking about here today. What we're talking about is self-care. Like, what's my future self going to be happy for? What's going to help me feel better in the long run? But it's going to take a little bit of effort. It might require taking the time to fill up that bathtub and just soak right into that warm, healing goodness with the candle and maybe the cup of tea alongside. It might be opening that door, bundling up and getting outside and moving our bodies a little bit. Simply being outside can be regulating and help us feel more centered during tricky times. It can take a little effort to get out of bed and get dressed and get your boots on. Taking the time to reach out to a friend that you get strength from, who you feel centered with. But I am going to stop, I'm going to make the phone call, I'm going to settle into the couch, dial someone up.
I love these ideas. Number one, I often just walk outside of my house when I can't stand those people in it anymore. They've been in there for like 9-10 months without any stopping. And sometimes I just send them all outside at the same
Send
time.
them all out.
I never go outside, but I can see where it would have a pull,
Oh,
perhaps.
wow.
I don't know. But let's get to this list because I do have some faves on here that I do.
I want to hear
And
all
many
about
of
it.
those things that you said are on this amazing list.
Okay.
That's right.
Number one, it says make your bath or shower that much better by making it a little ritual, right? Yeah, turn your nightly shower into an impromptu aromatherapy session. Oh, I live with 4 boys. I can tell you what my bathroom smells like on a regular
That's right.
basis.
It seems like your little fancy bags have all kinds of tips and tools to make that smell
is
better.
True. That is true.
Absolutely,
And one
absolutely.
of my new rituals when it comes to my shower is I don't allow anyone to talk to me for 11 hours afterwards.
That is not indulgent. That is a necessity.
It is.
I would say.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they just put their little fingers
I've
underneath the
noticed
door.
here that you talk about staying hydrated, and I just wanted to know, like, what all constitutes hydration? I mean, some people think that, it's got to be, H2O, but could I have, like, a Moscow Mule? Does that constitute hydrating?
This kind of jumps back into the self-care versus self-indulgence, right?
Right.
Okay.
So water's a great go-to. And let's start the day and make sure we
That's
add water, and it might take a little
Let's
effort.
add
What if
our
we
water, like a
added-
scotch in water.
Yeah. What if it was a scotch in water?
Great questions. That's still within that self-indulgence category. Good to know.
Okay, how
Like, that's
about
what we're doing.
Orange juice.
But making sure to hydrate.
What about orange juice with like champagne or
Say,
vodka.
like, oh,
Because then you've got the color
Yes.
and you've got the flavor.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So
Yes.
what we're talking about today was around self-care, which would be
Self-care,
okay.
the orange juice and the water.
Are you trying to say like sins alcohol, like not the alcohol?
What we're
Like
saying
leave
is we're
that
not
out?
judging that. That's just a whole different category and topic for
Okay,
another
I
day.
like that you're not judging, because who doesn't say that Boone's Farm does taste good, right? Everybody went through a Zima phase, did they not?
So right.
Man, I miss Zima.
I love this one. Plan a spa day. That's very nice.
That does
And I
sound
noticed they've got some coupons in there.
They did.
So we could just plan to use some of
Oh,
those
oh.
for a spa.
That's a great
Wouldn't
idea.
that be nice? Could you say hypothetically use someone else's coupon? Would that be indulgent, or would that be, I really needed that, I'm taking that, baby? I think that's a good question.
Like if we just took this one out of the bag
That's
with
right,
us
yeah.
today. Like,
mean,
just put that in your jacket.
just-
Just put it in your jacket.
I'm just curious.
And did you see how good that felt for everyone? You got to share it with someone else. You got
at
to
that.
receive
Look
it.
at
Like there's
that.
so much
Okay,
goodness
so
happening
back
right
to
there.
the massage, right? Let's just say I'm not able to go out right now, right? Let's just say I'm being safe and inside. What if I say, like, get my husband to give me a foot massage, but then call it self-care so I don't have to reciprocate? Does that count?
That sounds like a great self-care strategy.
I like that. I like
See, she's on the same page finally.
You do not have to be unselfish to take care of yourself.
Now, there are a couple things on here that I'm also curious about. One says pet a dog or a cat. Now, I personally don't really even like cats, so I don't quite understand. Do you get to choose? What if you don't have a dog? Do you go get a dog? Will a hamster work? Are we talking about, how about a ferret?
How about
Oh,
my
these
fur
are
coat?
How about a
such good
chinchilla?
questions.
How about my new microfiber blanket from Costco?
How about a marmot? Okay.
How
If you
about my
can
hair?
catch a
My
marmot,
hair is a
I
little
think-
bit alive.
That's right.
So a piece of what we're talking about here is also that we're physiological beings. And so we're trying to like activate our neurotransmitters. And if we know that feeling that of a good solid 20-second hug when we're held close and we lean into a hug and the love hormone is released, that oxytocin goodness. Well, that's an option.
Is that
but
the
also
stuff that
dogs,
you have to show
cats,
your ID
snuggling.
for at the pharmacy?
The oxytocin, is that the
This is something you just have running through your body right now. And what you're trying to do. Lucky you, Lulinda.
you make the oxytocin.
So when you hug
make it.
someone, you might want to be going, 1,001, 1,002.
Yep, you just want to hang on to them and say for the full benefits, like,
Let's-
keep snuggling in here, sweet thing.
Well, all right. Okay. For that
Okay.
oxytocin. Write it out. I don't like journaling.
Write it
out.
out. That's one of the suggestions.
I had a
Write it
journal.
out.
I wrote everything in Pig Latin because I didn't want anyone to read what I wrote, and then I couldn't make out what I said. And then, so what's the
Oh,
difference?
that's so clever. I actually love that idea. If any of these ideas that don't work for you, toss them out. And some do. The write it out can be like climb into it. There can be so much sifting through our internal experience. And
I'm sorry,
if we
there's
don't
a fly or something in here.
stop.
See that? Just toss that
I
out.
think I may
Toss
have
it out.
got it. All right, keep going.
That idea didn't work for you.
But journaling, if we take the time to really stop and reflect, sometimes it's not just the first few things we write down, but really pausing and saying, and what's going on for me? And what is it I want to communicate on? And what am I sifting through? And what's my core message? What's challenging me? What is my need? What is my want? And really giving space for that. That's the write it out of not just like reporting matter-of-factly on the day, but taking it to the next level a little bit. What might that be?
Self-awareness. Really choosing my words.
That's
like,
right.
really get down deep with myself and then
That's
say,
right.
I will no longer put up with relinquishing the remote.
That's right.
I'm
And that
over it.
clarity.
I cannot watch one more episode of Mandalorian or American Pickers.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I think I'd be more inclined to have, like, buy Kool-Aid.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. indulge. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
What could be wrong? I mean, that would be hydrating at the same time, and you'd be getting your sugar intake.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
And a little red food coloring, number 3.
I like this next one. by the
Okay,
way.
yes, go on.
This next one is try breathing exercise.
Or just try breathing. I mean, because heck, yeah,
It's true.
You're not even going to have to reflect if you can't do that.
That's right. That's right. Tell us about the
I
breathing.
think we toss out breathing so lightly, and we do laugh
We
about
do.
it as kind of the go-to of really, is this what I'm going to do? And yet it's kind of our most basic thing. We can get so stressed in our body that our shoulders are almost up to our ears. And like release those.
Yes, release.
Go ahead and take a big breath in and a big breath out. And imagine what you're sitting on. Is it hard or soft?
Well, I was
Wiggle
gonna
your
mention this couch
toes,
is a
like
little low.
really settle in. It's adorable. And it might be a little low.
Yeah. You know, I did a lot of breathing exercises back in the day when I was having babies. I did that Lamaze breathing to get my child out 19 years ago.
That's right.
And lately, I'm thinking maybe I could try those again to see if I could get him out again.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Always revert back to what worked the first time. Remember when your nose used to whistle when you did some
Oh, I
breathing? That was
loved
so
that.
much
I
fun,
know,
and then you
that
had
was
it
just
fixed.
that was too much fun in the
That's
90s.
right.
is what that
Laughter
was.
is the best medicine.
Laughter.
Isn't that the truth?
Isn't that
you
the
can't find that at the pharmacy.
No, you
Not
can't.
even with an ID.
Get
What a
enough
pity.
sleep. That's another one. Number 19 is get enough sleep.
And sometimes we need whole new sleep rituals during these times because our days are kind of blending into one another. So
That's
how
right.
can we set ourselves up to sleep well and make sure we're carving out the time to let our bodies get
Sure.
rested and
Yeah.
rejuvenated and
Things
letting
like
the
one
new
of
day be
them
a new
white
day.
noise machines. I set mine to dryer.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. On the previous page, it said cuddle something like a pillow, and so I sent my husband to the other bedroom. That was my new sleep ritual. I cuddled the
Absolutely.
pillow. I did not need that snoring.
And I
now.
noticed the first 2 words after get enough sleep are don't cheat. And I would say that for sure. And I really don't want to talk about that because, I'm on my own right now.
It's true. But I'm with you.
No,
You're
it's
in my
okay.
pod.
All right.
You are my person.
That's right.
I couldn't exist without
It's why
you.
I don't journal, but don't get me started. All right, anyway.
Anyway, final question. Are you ready for your final question? This is one I'm really needing to know.
Okay.
So, let's just say I'm really, really sad. Like my dog has recently died, my dad died, my plant died, the collagen in my face died, my Botox lady, she didn't die, but I haven't seen her in a long time, and I feel like I'm a little living dead. Right? Okay. So do I still have to buy my mother-in-law a present for the holidays? Or is it self-care to refuse to buy that woman anything? Just asking.
There's so much in
For a
that
friend.
question. The amount of grief during this time, the amount of kind of collective sadness that we want to give space to, the tendency towards toxic positivity that we want to find an at least or bypass some of the trickiest times that people are going through, and how can we indeed set some boundaries around what we want to do or what we don't want to do. Some of these boundaries, when you talk about, do I have to buy a gift for this person, we also want to set our future self up for what are we going to be happy for. Are we climbing into an experience that's going to be trickier down the road, would be more peaceful, possibly just to create a moment of peace by extending grace in some way. You get to decide that. And if you're feeling this profound sadness, figuring out that space you need. Is it that you need someone to talk to? Is it that you need a big cry? Is it that you want to put on something that makes you feel stronger or more centered or more stable, or a really cozy little cheetah fleece?
Did you read our minds?
Did you read my mind?
Crazy girl. You were such a nice guest, and all of you out there were such nice guests, and thank you to our helpers and our stagehands today.
So again, just to remind you, if you want to learn more about making your holiday gift, visit MissoulaUnitedWay.org. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for this, and everyone out there who is living united today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.